practice. Not a game. Not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We're talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that? And we're talking about practice.
Best believe that I'm top 3. The only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Put me anywhere of it, one that is not me. It's beef, we strut a nigga block, that's chopped cheese. No peace, the butterfly sting him, that's Ali. You reach, I teach him with the handle, that's Kyrie. Machines you hook like a Roman, that's IV. You a sheep, I'ma go, it's a difference, so watch me. You weak, all hooks, no punches, so block these. They mock me, I just show them how it goes. Try to stomach this thug life. They ring got the nose, bandana on the grip. All heads coming out the foe. Connected from Cali to New York, niggas, so let it go. Made for this, nigga, I eat bars and drink flows. Thinking you woke into your third eye peephole. Line for line, this shit too easy, it's like a free throw. Mastered the game too early, this bitch a cheat code. It ain't a game, these niggas lame, they bring a shame. If I'm with an officer, it's a number in his name. We ain't the same, you want the easy pass, tell him change his lane. Shit, I've been through the fire, you can't stand the rain, take an aim. Tell him runner he can try his best. Drive a car named after me, that's why I'm in the vet. Laughing these niggas once again and I ain't break a sweat. Number 1 at everything I do, that's why I'm one west. The Lord is not the God of the dead, so when I die, coming back for my spot, so forever I'm top 3. Just tell him to watch this janitor with the mop stick. You gon' need a defensive lineman to block this. On point when I bomb shit, 10 for 10 I do not miss. I'm barking with a full bulldog, it is not mixed. They can see that my mind's sick, I don't write, I find shit. I don't like it, then I'll switch. If I touch it, it's diamond. Tell a bitch that I'm God sent. It ain't because my kicks is built like 5'6", 5'7" is my bitch. Dangerous, high risk. I lose it, get another one. You think I'm talking about a girl? I'm talking about another gun. We here now? Hey, look, it is what it is now. We don't fuck with the house niggas. We burn the crib down. I'm ahead now, and I hope they can hear now. I don't care if you think it's it, nigga. I don't fear clowns. Silences make it sound like raindrop. That's a quiet storm. Get the job done in the view or get fired on. If you niggas standing for nothing, what you dying for? If you put real with real, that's how I was born. Walk in this bitch ready for war. I'm in riot form. I want these niggas to see me flex. That's why I am armed. I shouldn't live in the crib, nigga. I should buy a farm to go through this shit so effortless. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. I'ma show him it's a difference. I'ma only say this once, you better listen. When West is where it started, so you know that's where it finished. We got one main objective, nigga, let's complete the mission. We explaining what the who, lead them bitches in they feelings. Snub on me, only time I put my nose inside your business. I don't want my gun to show, so I wear my shirt bigger. This is our world, cause if this was your world, I'd be the villain. Break his whole block down, all I gotta do is bend and stuff in Mac shell drums. Turn your crib to Sunday dinner. You don't live here, you visit, this my shit, it's a difference. I don't do lean, Lobos in my cup is what I'm sipping. I don't do dreams, I just say a prayer, go and get it. And it all work out, you know this ain't for play, this ain't for fun. I've been destined for this shit, niggas know that I'm the one. This shit can go 100 yards, you would think I kicked a punt. You would think I had a flare gun on go, you niggas run. They like he an Israelite, all he rap about is guns. Bitch, I'm an Israelite that own a lot of guns. What that nigga said who? Tell him watch the grind. Yeah, you must be crazy if you ever think of stopping mine. Knock all of the chains out you niggas, make them drop a dime. This tourist hold 12, it is not a zodiac sign. Piss me off, get me in my bag, make me drop a bomb. Drop a nuke, make the world freeze, I can stop the time. Watch what you do, cause once you do it, you can't press rewind. On purpose, I do the opposite, so nigga cross the line. This is different, I ain't looking for trouble, but on point, case you think I rap. Turn him to a vegetable, lead this nigga cabbage patch. No new niggas with me, if you see him, then they got my back. Got it out the mud, big stepping, you can see the tracks. Follow me, I could teach you something, have her see relax. If you gon' speak on anything, just make sure it's fact. It's a difference, we are not the same, help them notice that. Pay attention, watch how we move, we can know we can't. Hang around all real niggas and we move as one. This ain't Fortnite, get into it, ain't no 1v1. The smoke I bring to you, you can't take it in with your lung. Life about warfare, we just make it look fun. She asked what kind of oil I got on, I told her give them some. When West the only real niggas left, you better get you one. Chicken shop, giving out wings if I pull a drum. It's a difference, you better watch your words before you eat your tongue. Scrape the whole plate, not a trace nor leave a crumb. Ice falling off the watching chain like it's freezer burn. Daring somebody to say my name, I will eat to him. Loyalty means everything, so I don't eat with them. like stamps and I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, oh they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Nigga think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert, another cop just stress the nigga. He a demon, this that exorcism, watch I bless the nigga. You took that open blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. From the opposition, I see vision, let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spit and I ain't listening, is in fact the If revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jackie. Town war, we gon' run the summer, it's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real triggering on them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear him, this shit light work. It ain't about who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain frame. Shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand that feeds you, you'll never get that hand back. He bitchin' about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow side, yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my brain, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
Check out my style, I fall from a lane, girl, watch me put it down, baby. She on the road, kick it around in my coupe, me and you just cruising through the town lately. Ask you some questions, girl, do you mind? What will it take to make you mine, please? Told me be you and we can try. So I spit true, I change the whole thing. Check out my style, I fall from a lane, girl, watch me put it down, baby. She on the road, kick it around in my coupe, me and you just cruising through the town lately. Ask you some questions, girl, do you mind? What will it take to make you mine, please? Told me be you and we can try. So I spit true, I change the whole thing. No, I ain't giving up. I made an oath, I ain't giving up. Whoa, we on the phone getting spiritual. Then I remix the flow, getting in the check out my style, I'm far from my lane, girl, watch me put it down, baby. She on the road, kick it around in my coupe, me and you just cruising through the town lately. Ask me some questions, girl, do you mind? What would it take to make you mine, please? Told me be you and we can try. So I spit true, I change the whole thing. Check out my style, I'm far from my lane, girl, just let me put it down, baby. She on the road, kick it around in my coupe, me and you, we just cruising through the town lately. Ask me some questions, girl, do you mind? What would it take to make you mine, please? Told me be you and we can try. So I spit true, I change the whole thing. Check out my style, I'm far from my lane, girl, just let me put it down, baby. She on the road, kick it around in my coupe, me and you, we just cruising through the town lately. Ask me some questions, girl, do you mind? What would it take to make you mine, please? Told me be you and we can try. So I spit true, I change the whole thing. No, I ain't giving up. No, I made an oath, I ain't giving up. Hey, we on the phone getting spiritual, and I remix the flow, getting in the air. Check out my style, I'm far from my lane, girl, just watch me put it down, baby. She on the road, can get around in my coupe, me and you, we just cruising through the town lately. Ask me some questions, girl, do you mind? What would it take to make it mine, please? Told me be you and we can try. So I spit true, I taste the whole thing. No, I ain't giving up. Hey, I made an oath, I ain't giving up. Whoa, we on the phone getting spiritual, and then I remix the flow, getting into ya.
Hey, Shalom Israel, Yahweh Shem Shabrak to all the brothers, Yahweh Shema Alatan Bashem Yahweh Shai to all the sisters. This is Prison Officer 50 Barak Ya'ala with the I.S.U.P.K, which is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, right? Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. And today, like every Tuesday, we have the Brotherhood class, right? We're going to touch on a little topic right here, that brotherhood in these days that are coming is going to be needed more than ever, right? Just I think it's about 2 weeks ago, there was a nationwide outage, you understand, with like cellular services, internet services, whatever the case is. In some places, you couldn't even call 911 if you needed help, you understand? They said the 911 line is supposed to be operable, but it wasn't, you understand? So we're going to get into that. We're going to get into a little article right here, and then we're going to get into some scriptures, all right? Hey, Shalom KC, Yahweh Shema Tabashim Yahweh Shai, Shalom Kala, Yahweh Shema Tabashim Yahweh Shai. Understand Tawada for tuning in. So we're going to get into the article. So it says Rogers outage affecting some Montreal municipal services, right? It says Rogers, but it was more than Rogers. It was a few companies like Rogers, Bell, TELUS, some internet services, whatever the case is. You understand? They're focusing really on Rogers because Rogers, I think, is one of the biggest company in Canada, right? So let's get into it. A massive Rogers network outage across Canada is causing problems with some municipal services in Montreal, including the city's 311 services and a high-profile bail hearing for fashion mogul Peter Niger. Friday morning, Rogers suffered a nationwide outage affecting internet, television, and mobile data services for thousands of customers, including hospitals, retailers, public transit, and debit system. The outage is mostly affecting parts of southern Ontario. I mean, the outage was nationwide, and like I said, not only did it affect the internet, the fact that you could make or receive phone calls, right? But it affected also the debit system. So if you needed to make like groceries, right, you couldn't even use your debit card anymore. You understand? As a matter of fact, some stores would let you use your credit card, but not all stores are taking credit, and not everyone has a credit card. So in that way, you needed cash on hand. You understand? And as a matter of fact, Commanding General YAHANNA already came out with this as a tape on it, right? You could check Blackwatch News. He was talking about it at the beginning of the so-called pandemic, COVID, right? You better be ready to have cash on hand because you never know what's going to happen. You understand? You never know what the power grid goes down, whatever the case is. You're not going to be able to like withdraw money. Even during COVID, I mean, at some point you were not able to withdraw a certain amount of money at the bank, at the ATM machine, right? So you need to prepare yourself, basically. You understand? And like I said, even in the article, it said the 311 Montreal service was not working. In some parts of the country, you couldn't even call 911 if you needed help. So let's say you get shot or you get stabbed, you get robbed, whatever the case is. There's a fire in your house. You can't even call for help. You understand? And it's gonna get worse, right? That was just how you could call it. That was just the tip of the iceberg. You understand? Worse is coming to the white man kingdom. This is just the beginning. You understand? We have World War III. We have the plagues. We have wildfires in some places. I mean, even this week, just like a big heat wave in Europe. You understand? about more, I think a little more than 2,000 people already died from the heat wave. You understand? There's earthquakes. Like there's the power grid may go down, just like we see with Rogers. You understand? Worse is to come. And when that happens, you're gonna be looking for us, the ISUPK, you understand? The ISUPK is gonna be the only safe place for you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, men and women. Right? So let's keep going into the article a bit more. The city of Montreal wrote in a tweet that their 311 phone service is temporarily down because of the outage and is advising residents to fill out an online form instead. The city's municipal courts and taxi service were among the other services affected. Let's see what it says. Credit card and cash payments were the only forms of payment for Quebec-based stores, right? So that's pretty much it. I mean, there was a nationwide outage, right? If you needed to reach someone for something important, you understand? If you needed to reach emergency services like the police or the fireman or the ambulance, you may not have been able to, right? And like I said, worse is coming. You understand? This is the reason why we have to gather together under the I.S.U.P.K. You understand? Under commanding General YAHANNA, right? Because when that worst comes, right, and you seek protection from the government or some of the heathens, right, that are nearby you, they're not gonna protect you. They're gonna focus on their people. You understand? And what we're doing in the I.S.U.P.K, we're focusing on our people. We're showing love to our people. We don't give a damn about these other nations, right? When there's gonna be a food shortage, you're gonna seek for the help of the I.S.U.P.K. When it's gonna be another nationwide outage, or it may affect even the whole American continent, you are going to seek for the I.S.U.P.K. You understand? The Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge is the only place where blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians would have any type of protection. This is the only place where you could actually feel safe. You understand? We're gonna get into some scriptures, right? We're gonna start with Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. All right. All right. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Now, if it's the first time you're tuning into one of these Brotherhood classes that I'm teaching, right? I'm always breaking down who are the nation not desired. I mean, who is the nation not desired, right? It is Black, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. You understand? It is not the Ukrainians. They're being they're being accepted into the country, whether it's Europe, Canada, United States, with open arms. It is not the Afghanis, the Ishmaelites, right? When they fled, when the Taliban took over the country, we welcomed them with open arms. You understand? But when the Haitians fled their country, right, and they tried to pass through the Mexican-American border, they were rejected. As a matter of fact, some border patrol agents came on horseback, whipping the Haitians at the border. You understand? Like it was chattel slavery again, right? Our Latino brothers are being put in cages at the Mexican-American border. You understand? There is no love for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. The Native Indians on their own land are in reservations with no clean water. You understand? In poor living conditions. As a matter of fact, in Montreal, they're literally living in a park. You understand? And under a bridge. Right? There is no compassion for these people. You understand? This is the nation not desired, because Negroes, Latinos, and Natives, We're one nation. We're one people. You understand? And it's telling you right here in Zephaniah 2:1 to gather together. You understand? And it's especially for times like these when there's going to be a bigger outage. You understand? And food shortages are coming as well. Famines are coming, right? When the war expands and it spreads out, it's going to be to each his own. We won't be able to look for help or compassion from these other nations. Just even right now, you see the Chinese are sticking with Chinese, right? In Chinatown, you understand? The white man is helping the white man. The Arabs are going to help the Arabs. The East Indians are going to be with East Indians. They're not going to have any type of love or compassion for you, Negro, Latino, or Native Indian men or women. Already they don't give a damn about you, but it's going to be even worse, especially with the times that are coming right now. All right, so let's keep on reading, okay? So gather together, Silakia, gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Verse 2. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the shaft, before the fierce anger of Yahweh come upon you, before the day of Yahweh's anger come upon you. It's telling you right now, before the Most High sends Christ with the 200 million angels, right, to put an end to the kingdom, you understand? We need to gather together. We need to make sure of our election. We need to make sure that we're able to be on the chariots when that happens. You understand? You don't want to get caught up in what's going to happen in the near future, right? You want to be able to have protection, because even then, what are you going to do when the war spreads to Canada, to the US? I mean, I had a friend in the world, right? He's a brother, he's an Asherite. He told me, if the war ever spreads to Canada, I'm going back to my country in South America. Which actually, it don't make no damn sense. You're not going to be safe anywhere. You can run to South America, Central America, Australia. You can run to, man, you can run to Antarctica. It would not matter at all. You understand? The whole world is going to be at war. The whole planet is going to be at war. You understand? All the kingdoms, right? There's going to be no safe place. The only safe place would be inside the I.S.U.P.K. Again, this is where the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have to gather together. You understand? And not only we have to gather together, but we have to be able to dwell together in peace and in harmony. You understand? Some of y'all be like, well, I can't stand my people for too long. You understand? The way we act, whatever the case is. Well, not only did the Most High told us to gather ourselves together, but he said that to dwell together is a beautiful thing. You understand? We're going to get into that right now. We're going to go to Psalms chapter 133 and verse 1, right? Stop looking for help from these other nations. You understand? They don't give a damn about you. They'd rather see you suffer, as a matter of fact, than be able to help you out. You understand? They will barely give you any type of crumbs. You understand? If they could, they would keep the crumbs away from you. The crumbs that they drop, you understand? They would keep the crumbs away from you. They're ready to let you starve to death. But then again, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, Salakia, we're the only people that is being told to forgive our oppressors. We're the only people who's being told to love everybody. You understand? Some may say, no, that's not true. The Arabs are trying to tell people to love everybody in Islam, whatever the case is. That's a lie. You understand? The Buddhists trying to love everybody. That's a lie. That's a damn lie. You understand? It all stems from Christianity, that we need to love everybody. We're all the same, whatever the case is, right? But let's stay on topic. Let's go. Like I said, Psalms chapter 133, verse 1. The Most High only told us in Zephaniah chapter 2 and 1 to gather together before he rains down fire and brimstone on the earth, right? He also told us that being able to dwell together, it is a beautiful thing. You understand? Let's read that. Psalms chapter 133, verse 1. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. And not only is it a good thing, right? But it is pleasant. You understand? I mean, I don't know about y'all, but when I was in the world, if I was around heathens, whether it was Caucasians, Ishmaelites, East Indians, Asians, right? I was always like, okay, yeah, I was always like kind of uncomfortable. You understand? I was like I didn't belong there. But whenever I was with Hispanics, right, with natives or with other brothers, I always felt at home. It didn't matter. I could be the only dark skinned brother surrounded by Mexicans. They treat me like a brother. I'm home with them. You understand? It don't matter if I didn't speak Spanish or not, right? These are your brothers that you need to dwell with. You understand? Haitians have to gather with Dominicans, with Puerto Ricans, Jamaicans, Vincies, whatever the case is, Mexicans. You understand? And dwell together, right? Y'all could try to do that in the world, but I mean, in the world, there's always going to be another like sellout like Tyga mocking the Mexicans in his video, right? There's always going to be like um, a degree of separation. You understand? The only place where you see real black and brown unity and real black and brown love, again, it's in the I.S.U.P.K. Nowhere else. They could try in the world, but they won't achieve what we're achieving in the UPK. You understand? So, like I said, the Most High told us to dwell together, right? And not only that, but in the times that are coming, brotherhood is gonna be needed even more than ever, right? And there's no comparable love than the love from a brother. You understand? Especially in the truth. I mean, in this truth, the brothers that I got, the brothers that I gained when I joined this truth, they're showing me more love than my own family. You understand? This is my new family right here, the UPK. You understand? I never witnessed any type of love before I joined this truth. I'm telling you right now, I'm being honest. There is no, okay, in the world outside the UPK, there is no actual love. There is no actual brotherhood. You understand? Last time I was, I think it was last week, a week and a half ago, I went on my block, right? So I'm battling the barber over like scriptures, whatever the case is, the Bible, you understand? And he's telling me like on our block, we show the most love and brotherhood around all the city, right? If a brother needs a cigarette, the next man is just gonna give him a cigarette even though he only has two left. But that's not love, that's not brotherhood. If the brother really wants a cigarette and he asking for a brother for a cigarette, I mean the brother would have to deny him the cigarettes, you understand? Deny him the death that he's willing to inhale in his lungs, right? He would tell him to get off the cigarettes. He would tell him to seek help if he needed help. You understand? I have another brother in the world. I mean, I don't mind like lending him money, whatever the case is, to help him out. But one time he asked me for money to buy him some cigarettes. I told him la. He even asked me for like he asked me for like what, 50 cents to buy a single cigarette. I told him la, it ain't gonna happen. As a matter of fact, brother, if you need help stop smoking cigarettes, I'm gonna help you out, but I ain't gonna help you kill yourself. You understand? And that's real brotherhood right here. instead of giving the man some change or buying a pack of cigarette for him, right? I denied him and I told him that if he needs help, I'm gonna help him out, but not in that way. You understand? And that's what we need to do in the ISUPK. Whatever ailments you have, whatever demon you got, we help you get rid of your demons. You understand? Whether it's whoredom, whatever type of addictions that you have, in the UPK, we'll get rid of that. You understand? We'll make you a brand new person, right? We'll show you real brotherhood and real love in the UPK. So like I said, in the times that are coming, brotherhood is going to be needed more than ever. You understand? We're going to go into Proverbs chapter 17, verse 17, as a matter of fact. If you have any questions or comments, you could type them in the chat. Right? All right, so Proverbs chapter 17, verse 17. A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. You understand? In the UPK, that's where you have your real friends and your real brothers. You understand? They will fight all your fights. Right? You will not starve in the UPK. You will not go hungry in the UPK. You will not remain a crackhead in the UPK. We'll get you off crack. Right? You will stop being a whore in the UPK. You understand? A brother, let's read that again. Proverbs chapter 17, verse 17. A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. For the harsh times that are coming, you're going to need those brothers that are in the UPK. You understand? We had, like I said, we just had a nationwide outage for the whole day. Right? And in the society we're living right now, I mean, in the times that we're living right now, nobody could live without a phone. So imagine all the people that were panicking. They couldn't reach, especially the Edomites. Salaka, they cannot reach their grandmother. I mean, in the old people homes, right? Or in the old people that are living by themselves, some of them may fall on the floor. They may not be able to get back up, and they won't have access to any type of help because they can't use the phone anymore. They cannot even make a WhatsApp call. The internet was down as well. You understand? In these times, I mean, like I said, you're gonna need the UPK more than ever, right? When officers 1000 Adayar, officer 1000 Zabadia, officer 500 Shire 1, and me, officer 50 Barak, y'all are handing you flyers. Make sure you actually call the number. Don't throw that flyer away, because one day, especially with the food shortages that are coming, and when the war spreads out, you're gonna be looking for us, and we might be nowhere to be found. You understand? Not that we're gonna stop helping our people. We're not gonna answer the calls, but let's put it like this. So we're working to make sure of our election to be on the chariots, right? Imagine by the time you pick up the flyer, try to call us, right? There may be another outage. You may not be able to reach us. So you would have to know how you can find us, where to find us, you understand? And if we're nowhere to be found and we're in a chariot, I mean, Salakia, Lord be with you, right? Lord be with you. You understand? Because what we're doing, we're not only, okay, giving you the truth, right? What we're doing, we're trying to gather our people together because we know that worse is coming. Whatever new plague is coming after that COVID and monkeypox, right? However the war is going to turn out. I mean, China's getting ready to invade Taiwan and everything. Wait till Russia takes over like the whole Ukraine and keep spreading. You understand? The food shortages that are coming, the gas price is going up, right? However, everything is gonna turn out, we're trying to warn you. You understand? Come home before it's too late. That's what we're trying to tell you. Our doors will never be locked. You understand? Our doors are wide open for our people. We're not like the Christian church that at the beginning of COVID, they were closing their doors. If you needed help from the church, they were nowhere to be found, right? As a matter of fact, they were right here. You could find a Christian church, you could call in your pastor and everything, but he was telling you he could not help you. In the UPK, we will never tell you that we could not help you. Unless you're not Israel. If you're not Israel, don't seek help from the UPK. You understand? We will let you know that if you're not a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native Indian, we don't have no love for you. No compassion. You understand? Me, I'm greedy with my love and compassion. I can only show it to my people and my people only. Just like there's a tape of Captain Tazariak, right? He's being asked. So there was a cookout. I think there was a cookout. I think in New York, if I'm not mistaken. So he was asked. He was next to a little Hamite, and he was asked if the Hamite shows up to the cookout, will he feed the Hamite? Captain Tazariak said, "Nope. The Hamite are not my people. You understand? Only my people could get a plate, right? The Hamites, how you call it? The Hamites, they all have a seat in the UN. Why don't they ask help from the UN? Don't ask help from the UPK. The UPK is there for the helpless, for the nation that is not desired. You understand? We're gonna get into more scriptures to show you what is coming in these days that you may need more brotherhood, right? We're gonna go into we're going to go into Matthew chapter 24. Is it 24? Salakia. Right, we're going to go into Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. All right. We're going to show you why we need that brotherhood, right? Okay, so we're in Matthew chapter 24, verse 6, all right? And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Now, we've already been through that ever since, I think, February. Russia launched an attack on Ukraine. You understand? So get ready for it to spread out, right? Because even so, I think the country is Nicaragua, right? They're allowing Russian troops to enter Nicaragua, which is located in Central America. So Russia is getting closer to the US. You understand? Get ready for war. That's what it's telling you, right? So you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. There's talks about India and China going to war, China trying to take over Taiwan, China making threats to Australia and such. You understand? So what is said in the Bible is actually happening in real time, right? It's happening right now. It's not like we're telling you get ready for war that may happen in the next 50 so-called years, right? It's happening right now as we speak. You understand? Let's keep reading. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So when you hear of wars and rumors of wars, the nation of Israel should not be troubled. We should not be stressed out. We should not start. Some people are okay. Some people are saying like, let's get ready. Let's get as much guns as we can. Right? La, we already read what we need to do. We read Zephaniah 2:1 and Psalms 133 verse 1. Right? We need to gather together and dwell together. That's what we need to do. We need to come back to the I.S.U.P.K. You understand? We need to come back home. Right? Whatever amount of guns and bullets you think you could get, this is not going to protect you. And for those who are getting them illegally, Salaki, you're going to jail. You understand? And I don't think you want to be in jail in the times that are coming. Salakia. Right? So also, let me state that I am not advocating for any brother or sisters to arm themselves up illegally at all. We don't do that in the UPK. If you have your license, right, Most High in Christ. If not, go get yourself a license. If you can't, look for other ways of protection. But then again, if you don't have the UPK, there will be no means of protection for you. You understand? So let's keep reading. Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. Again, it's talking about the war. Countries are going to go against other countries, right? Until it keeps spreading out. Okay? And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Now it's talking about the food shortages. You understand? The famines are coming because of the war, and worse is coming as well. You understand? I mean, Biden and Trudeau, right? They already came out and said that food shortages are coming to North America, right? We already have a shortage of baby formula. You understand? So what are you gonna do when the famine gets worse? There's no access to drinkable water. There's no access to food. You understand? We're already and they're already talking about inflation, and we're going into a recession. I mean, the nation of Israel always been in a recession, right? But it's just gonna get worse, and we're already poor to I mean, we're already poorer than any other nation on the earth, right? So what are you going to do when the famine comes and price for the bread is too high? What are you going to do? Who are you going to call? Well, I already told you, the church is not going to help you, right? The church is most likely going to close its door again on your face. You understand? And it mentioned the pestilences. Now the pestilences are the plague that we're seeing right now, like COVID, monkeypox, right? I don't know if you ever read that in the news. Officer 1000 ADR brought that to my attention. Some people are just dropping dead with no apparent like symptoms of whatever disease, whatever the case is. You understand? Where are you going to go when these plagues hit you in your face? Right? What help or who? Okay, help from who are you going to seek out? You understand? The only places where you can avoid these plagues in the ISUPK, right? Because in the ISUPK, we're not sodomites. That AIDS and monkeypox that is spreading to the sodomite community, right? To the alphabet gang, we don't catch that. You understand? COVID, I mean, some brothers and sisters are vaccinated, some are not. I'm not telling you just go get a vaccine, right? If you want to go get your vaccine, go get your vaccine. If not, just don't do it. I mean, you know, but the Bible says to honor a physician. I mean, if the doctor tells you you need some medication, go take that medication. don't think, well, I'm medicating myself with weed, so I'm tawab. Nah, you're just an addict. You understand? And when we keep reading, it says, in earthquakes in diverse places. I mean, those are the natural disasters, right? I think 2 days ago, there was an earthquake in Martinique, right? I think it was last month or 2 months ago, we had earthquakes in California. We had earthquakes in Peru. You understand? There's going to be more earthquakes, and they're going to shake even more than they are right now. You understand? Right now, like I said, in Europe, like, okay, it's not just about earthquakes, it's about the natural disasters and the calamities, right? I mean, I think it was last year, there was major floods in Europe, right? And not only that, right now, as we speak, there's a major heat wave killing thousands of people in Spain, Portugal. You got wildfires in France, Spain, Greece, Portugal. You understand? The Most High is not sleeping right now. The Most High is active. He's always been active. But right now that we're coming to the white man's world is coming to an end, he's even more active. You understand? All these plagues, famines, wars that are coming, right? That's the doing of the Most High. And the reason why these things must happen, you understand, is because all the heathen nations had a hand against the nation of Israel, right? They have us in captivity, right? All the heathen nations, especially the Caucasian nation, especially the Caucasian race, you understand, which is the most evil bastard that is on the earth, the goddamn devil the Bible speaks of, right? Salakia. So all these things must come to pass before Yahweh Shai cracks open the sky with 200 million angels and put an end to this kingdom. You understand? The white man knows that his time is running short. Right? That's why in the US, I mean, they built a space force. Make it make sense now. You have the army, you have the so you have all types of military, whether they fight on the water, on the ground, in the air. You understand? So why are they building a space force? Who do you think they're going to be fighting in space? Right? They know what is coming to them. You understand? This kingdom is coming to an end. And before this kingdom ends, we need to be able to gather together as one nation. Right? We need to make sure of our election. We need to make sure we're on those chariots when that happens. You understand? We're gonna get to that as well in a few moments, right? But let me jump down to verse 21. So Matthew chapter 24, verse 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. Right? It's telling you that the okay, how can I put this? When I say worse is coming, you understand, is gonna be something like never seen before, and nor will you ever see it again after. Right? Because those tribulations, those harsh times that are coming, you understand, this is because it is going to be the end of the white man's kingdom, and afterwards we're going to be in rulership. So you will never see like any more famines. The world is never going to be at war anymore when Christ comes back and he rules the earth. You understand? But in the meantime, right before Christ comes back, there's going to be tribulations. There's going to be harsh times. You understand? Horrible living conditions. I mean, like I said, wait till the war spreads. Wait till the famine comes. Wait till more plagues are coming. You understand? Wait till there's going to be more earthquakes, more wildfires, whatever the case is, right? More tornadoes. You understand? More hurricanes. Wait till these happens. It's going to be nothing like ever seen before. And you will never see it again after. That's because the white man's in rulership right now and he has us in slavery. You understand? Once we gather together and we get out of the captivity that we're in right now, right? Thanks to the Most High and Yahushai, you understand? You will not ever see anything like that ever happen again. Right? So now let's jump to okay, as a matter of fact, we're gonna jump to Revelation chapter 18, right? Because it's one thing to get a flyer and say, okay, nah, I know I'm an Israelite, whatever the case is, I need to follow the laws, but we're also told to separate, right, from our oppressor. Not only we're told to gather together, but we have to separate from the oppressor. You understand? Because if we don't separate from the oppressor, we're gonna get caught up in these plagues. We're gonna get caught up in the war, right? If we don't, if some brothers and sisters, I mean, we have a lot of brothers and sisters talking about they're gonna join the military, right? They're gonna be fighting against Russia, fighting against China, North Korea, whatever country they will be fighting for, fighting against, right? These brothers need to quit the military. You understand? They need to join the real military. You understand? They need to join the army of the Most High, and that is in the U.P.K. Right? They need to stop. They need to get out of the U.S. Army, Canadian Army, French Army. You understand? Colombian Army, whatever army there is, need to get out of that. If you're a police officer, go ahead and quit your job, because as a matter of fact, like, you're not doing any service to your community. You're just oppressing your people on behalf of the oppressor. You understand? If you're in the army, get out of the army, right? We're gonna read in Revelation chapter 18 that we need to separate from the oppressor to avoid be getting hit by the plagues and calamities that are coming, that are coming in the future. You understand? Like, nobody's gonna be able to nobody's gonna be able to escape the war physically, right? Or the famine, but you want to make sure like you're ready for it, because if you try to keep on joining these oppressors instead of joining your own people, you understand, you're not gonna get any crumbs from them. When the famine comes, they're even gonna keep the crumbs from you. They're gonna make sure they even eat the crumbs, and you have nothing left to feed your family. You understand? When there's going to be no access to drinkable water, they're going to make sure they drink every last drop. They're going to make sure they keep every last drop for them. Nothing for your people, you understand? So let's read that. Revelation chapter, like I said, chapter 18, right? Verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, that ye receive not of her plagues. So the Most High is telling us to come out of her, meaning we have to separate from the customs and the culture of our place of captivity, which is America, North America, Canada, the UK, because America is also called Babylon, right? Or the daughter of Babylon. You understand? In Babylon, it was we were in captivity in Babylon as well, right? And it was a sinful place. You understand? And all these kingdoms are following after America. You understand? America is the #1 superpower on the earth right now. And they're all following after her. You understand? So what we have to do is come out of her, meaning we have to separate. And when it says separate, it's not separate physically, go live in another country, whatever the case is, because spiritually they're all following America. Every single country is every okay, not every single country, right? But most of the countries they have a gay spirit, they have a sodomite spirit. You understand? They're drug dealers, right? They're ruthless killers, right? They're oppressors. They even oppress their own people, right? So we have to get out of her spiritually, meaning we have to stop partaking in the lifestyle that is promoted in by America, right? Whether it's the drug lifestyle, the alternative lifestyle, right? The LBG, the alphabet lifestyle. You understand? We have to stop eating whatever they're promoting. Like we have to stop thinking like we could eat shrimp, crab, lobster because it's a fancy food, right? Eating pork. What else? The whore, the whore behavior, right? Whatever America is promoting to us, we have to stop following after those customs. You understand? Because by doing that, we're walking into okay, okay, yeah. Let me put it like that. We're walking into sin, right? We're walking into darkness, and we're not going to be able to avoid the plagues that the Mosai is going to bring forth to destroy America. We're going to be, since we're part of America, we're going to be part of the plagues. If you get what I'm saying, right? You're gonna get that COVID. You want to be living that alternative lifestyle. You're gonna get that monkeypox, syphilis, right? You want to fall out to the oppressor, saying God loves everybody. You understand? When the famine comes, you're gonna see you're gonna see if the oppressor loves you as much as you love them. You understand? When the war comes, you're gonna see if the oppressor loves you as much as you love them. As a matter of fact, let's get that. We're gonna go into Lamentations, right? I think it's chapter 4, if I'm not mistaken. Right, so we're gonna go into Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 17, right? And it reads, "As for us, our eyes has yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that cannot save us." Whatever oppressor you're showing your love to, thinking you're gonna get that back, right? You're watching for a nation that could not save you. You understand? You need to separate yourself from this Christian mentality. You need to come back home to the UPK, right? The only nation that could save you is the nation of Israel, which is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General YAHANNA. You understand? You're trying to be a Muslim. The Ishmaelites are not gonna help you. As a matter of fact, in the scriptures it says, to each his own. I'm just paraphrasing, right? We're gonna get to that scripture as well, that precept as well. It's saying that, you understand, because of the times that are coming, every nation is gonna be gathering with their own people. And as a matter of fact, since we like to do everything that the other nation does, right? Why would we not gather with our own people as well? You understand? You need to make it make sense, Salaka, because you like you like to follow after the gangster ways of the nations. You like to follow after the whorish ways of the nations, the sodomite ways of the nations. But when the nations are gathering together with their own people, you want to gather with them instead of gathering with your own people. It doesn't make no goddamn sense, right? Leave the Asians with the Asians. Leave the Ishmaelite with the Ishmaelites. Leave the East Indians with the East Indians. Leave the white man with the white man. You understand? Do as the Most High told you to do in Zephaniah 2:1. Gather together, O nation not desired. Right? That's where you will see real brotherhood, real love. That's where you will seek help, and you would get the help that you're seeking. We're not going to leave no crumbs for our people. They're all going to get a piece of the pie. You understand? We're not gonna leave just a drop of water in a bucket for our people. They're getting a whole bottle of water as well. You understand? These nations in the times that are coming, they're not going to help you. Not that they're not going to be able to. As a matter of fact, some may not even be able to help themselves. But the point is, even if they're able to do something for you, they will not do it, because the nation, not only they despise you, but they're not gonna be able to show any type of love or compassion for anyone that is not their own. You understand? Like we just read in Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17, we're watching for a nation that cannot save us. You want to join everybody, you want to join the white man. The white man doesn't give a damn about you. You understand? You want to vote left and right. They don't give a damn about you. As a matter of fact, when Justin Trudeau in 2015 was campaigning, right, he promised the native Indians for clean water, clean drinking water. And 7 years later, in 2022, they still have no clean drinking water on the reservations. What does that tell you? And believe it or not, a lot of these native brothers and sisters went voting for Justin Trudeau. They were looking at a nation that cannot save them. Instead, what it should have done, right, is grab one of these flyers were given out and call the number on the flyer. Right? What it should have done is watch these Brotherhood classes. You understand? These scripture breakdown classes. Do their 90 days, get a Hebrew name, get benefits from the UPK. Even if you're not in the UPK, I mean, we have a bunch of programs, whether it's food programs, clothing programs, prison programs, you understand? We're here for our people, right? Now, let me get that scripture where it's going to say, to each his own, right? Give me 1 second. We're going to go in Isaiah chapter 13, verse 14. And then we're going to go Ecclesiasticus as well, in the Apocrypha. That's it. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 14. Right? And it reads, "And it shall be as a chaste roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone into his own land." You understand? Just like, okay, a roe is like some type of animal, like a gazelle, right? So just like a gazelle being chased, you understand, or any like any prey, a zebra, a wildebeest being chased by a predator, you understand, they're gonna seek refuge with their kind. You understand? Have you ever seen a buffalo being chased by a lion? What happens? He's fleeing to the buffalo herd, right? And what they do, they gather together. You understand? And this is what we need to do. This, as a matter of fact, this is what all the nations are gonna do, right? When danger comes, when the famine comes, when the war comes to their country, they're going to gather together with their own, in their own land. You understand? All that multiculturalism, right? Integration, this is over. You understand? When the nations are gathering with their own in their own land, who are you going to gather with? Are you still going to try to join the oppressors? The oppressor is gathering with the oppressor. Like, what makes you think they would even let you in? You need to keep that in mind. You need to let that sink in. Like, what makes you think that they have a seat at the table for you? I don't know if you ever seen like some of the movies, right? Some war movies, or As a matter of fact, even if we have Officer 1000 Nadiyar, hey Shalom Marwan Yabashim Shabrakta.
Hey, Shalom, priest, Yahweh Shabbat.
Right, so like I was saying, right now we're in Isaiah chapter 13, verse 14. We're talking about
Go ahead,
like
priest.
the nations are gonna gather with their own, right? When the famine comes, when the war comes, when the calamities comes, right? So when the other nations are gathering with their own, what makes our people think that they would even let us in? You understand? And I was gonna bring out just an example, like, okay, there's that movie. What's it called again? Okay, the movie Pacific Rim, right? You see like these types of monsters or aliens, they're attacking a city. In the city, they have bunkers. As a matter of fact, a lot of Americans are building bunkers on their lands, you understand? So when the calamities or famines, whatever the cases, happens or come to the land, what makes you think that the white man is going to let you in the bunker, right? Every nation is going to gather with their own. Just like in Zephaniah 2:1, it says, gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. We need to come together. You understand? We need to, like we read in Revelation chapter 18, verse 4, we need to separate from these people. As a matter of fact, the nation of Israel is always has supposed to be separated from the other nations. We're a holy people. You understand? And holy means, it comes from the Hebrew word kodash, which means separate. You understand? We need to be separated from all these other nations. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have to be joined with Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians only. That's where they will have real protection, real love, real brotherhood. You understand? We will not go hungry, right? Even if we're hit by the famine, which is worldwide, we will not go hungry. We will not go thirsty. The natives will have clean drinking water. You understand? And that help, they could only find that help in the I.S.U.P.K. Again, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under commanding General YAHANNA. If you don't believe me, well, I'm gonna just give you a quick example. When the Haitians were kicked out of the U.S. Mexican border at in Texas, right? The only so-called organization, right? The only people that went to help the Haitians, feed them, clothe them, bring them drinking water, you understand? Toiletries, right? Was the men of the I.S.U.P.K. About 30 of our men, right, from the region of Texas, they went down in Mexico, in Acuna, Mexico, which is a category 4, meaning it is a very dangerous zone that is run by the cartels in Mexico, right? We went there and we fed the Haitian people over there. The Christian church didn't do that. The Muslim mosque didn't do that. The Buddhists didn't do that. You understand? The only people who was there for our people were the men of the Lord in the I.S.U.P.K. You understand? Shout out to these men. They want to take care of their own, right? And that's really like I said at the beginning of the class, the outage, the war of Russia against Ukraine, right? The famine that is to come, the plagues. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Way worse is to come. You understand? And when that happens, you need to be able to gather together and dwell together, right? When we're handing out flyers, calling the number on the flyer. You understand? We're here for our people, right? Give me 1 second. So now we're going to go in Ecclesiasticus and the Apocrypha, just to show that each love their own. They're not going to have any love left in their bag to give to the nation of Israel, which is blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. You understand? They're going to be too focused on loving their own. And even if they had any like ounce of love, they would not give it to you regardless. The nations hate you. You understand? You can read that in Psalms chapter 83. The nations, they hate you, right? Like I said, Ecclesiasticus chapter 13. We're going to start at verse 15. So right now we're in the Apocrypha, right? So Ecclesiasticus chapter 13, verse 15. Every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor. You understand? Dogs love dogs. The buffalo, he's not going to join the lion. The buffalo is going to stick with the buffalo. You understand? The antelopes with the antelopes, right? The wolf is not going to go mingle with a bear. You understand? Each beast loveth his like. Black and Hispanics and Native Indian needs to love Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Just like the white man loves the white man. The Chinese love the Chinese. You understand? We're the only people that is ready to give our love and compassion to every single nation that despises us and oppresses us. Right? As a matter of fact, there's a condition for that. It's called a Stockholm syndrome, right? You could look it up, but just a quick breakdown on what is Stockholm syndrome, right? There was a bank robbery in Stockholm, you understand? And it turned into a hostage situation. So I think it lasted probably like a week or so, right? So the robbers who were holding the people hostages started like taking care of the people to make sure they don't die, whatever the case is. They fed them, they gave them water, right? They showed them a tiny bit of compassion. I'm going to say that's love. I'm not going to say it's love. A tiny bit of compassion, right? So when the hostage situation was over, and the police came to arrest these men, the hostages told them not to arrest these men, that these men were good men. You understand? They were taken care of by the robbers in the bank, right? And just like us, who've been through slavery and who are still in slavery, right? The white man gives us a promotion. You understand? And then we think, oh, so white people ain't that bad after all. I just got a promotion. These rappers thinking they're getting major deals, right? Thinking they're millionaires, billionaires, whatever the case is in the white man's world. They're thinking, oh, I can making it in the white man's world, so they can't be that bad. That is a brief breakdown of Stockholm syndrome. But if you really want to look it up, just look it up, Stockholm syndrome, right? As a matter of fact, I'm going to put it in the chat. So you could look that up, right? That is what Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian, we suffer from. Stockholm syndrome. You understand? Just because the white man, just because you're able to have a house and live in a white neighborhood, right? And your white neighbor invites you to a picnic or a barbecue, you think not all white people are bad, right? You think this white man actually has love for me. You understand? Not realizing that there's nothing new. Okay, this is not something new. Some people may not have heard about it. Some people may have heard about it, but to the other nations, right? You are that cool black friend. You understand? You are that cool Hispanic friend, right? They don't give a damn about you. It's just cool to have a friend. You are that exotic friend. You understand? Like something they never seen before, right? But when you go to that friend's family, to that friend's family's house or whatever the case is, the family, they don't like you, right? I had an Ishmaelite friend in the world. He told me straight up, his dad doesn't like black people. You understand? They will tell you straight up, my people do not love your people, right? But they will try to steal your culture and everything, and to keep you out of everything. You understand? They love their own. They don't give a damn about you, right? So let's keep reading. Ecclesiasticus chapter 13, verse 16. All flesh consorted according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like. You understand? It's basically saying to each his own. Whenever like these famines are coming are coming to America or to Europe, whatever the case is, the white man is gonna join hands with the white man. The Chinese, they're already doing that. They have Chinatown. They're gonna join hands with the other Chinese. You understand? The Japanese are gonna gather together as well. The East Indians are gonna gather with the East Indians. Just like blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians need to gather together. You understand? Let's keep reading. What fellowship, verse 17, what fellowship had the wolf with the lamb? So the sinner with the godly. What fellowship or what relation, what common ground, right, does a wolf have with a lamb? You understand? What common ground do white people have with black people, Hispanic and Native Indian people? And some people are going to say, well, we all bleed red. We're all humans. That is the dumbest statement you could ever make. Because a dog bleeds red. A monkey bleeds red. A rhinoceros bleeds red as well. Am I an animal now because I bleed red just like another animal?
Salake, please, can you hear me?
Khan Wakan.
Salake, just to piggyback to what you're saying, like there was two Amish brothers, right? They were sexually assaulted their sisters, their little sister for a month. You understand?
Right.
Now keep in mind these are Caucasians, right? Once they went to court and everything, the prosecutor, you understand, Ben Bergstresser told the judge that we should not let them go to jail, because if we let these two Amish, you understand, devils, you understand, go to jail, they're gonna be eaten alive. So even the oppressor could show compassion to another oppressor because that's his people. But we over here, we don't want to have compassion for another black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. We just want to fight. We just want to kill. We don't care about the life of another. Meanwhile, they don't. I seen little kids, like, you understand, even they're not even adults yet, and they put them, you understand, with the adult because they are black. Yet those two Amish brothers, you understand, one was 18 years old, the other ones, you understand, was 22-year old. You understand, and they didn't want them to go to jail. You understand, with the majority and everything, and not to be, you understand, sexually assaulted and whatnot. You understand? So just to piggyback with what you're saying, like, these are the nations that stick with their own. They love their own, and we should get the same example as them and loving our own perfectly and even better than them. So, like, please.
Kawakai, what you said is really powerful, right? Because, okay, these Edomites were sexually assaulting their younger sisters, right? When it came to court, it was most likely an Edomite judge, basically, right?
Right.
And he said, I cannot send these boys to jail. You understand? It will destroy them. He was showing some kind of compassion to his own people, in a sense, right? It's like, okay, so the Edomites did a saying, right? In the Edomite world, right? Whenever like there's an Edomite kid disappearing, you understand? There's a mass shooting, whatever the case is. They always say, this could have been my son, right? This could be my son. This could be my daughter. They always want to compare the other Edomite kids to their own children, even though they're not related, because, like we said, To each his own. You understand? They understand that this Edomite is well, he's an Edomite, right? To each his own. He would have to protect his own people no matter what happens, no matter what they do. You understand? Just like the mass shooter, okay, so when the police interact with us, right, a lot of times they end up killing us, you understand, because they don't give a damn about our lives. But when you look at Dylan Roof, right, Dylan Roof shut up a church full of black people, and when the police arrested him to make sure he was okay, it then brought him to McDonald's to buy a burger. You understand? They don't give a damn about you. They only care about their own people, right? The police officers brought a mass shooter to McDonald's after arresting him to get a burger. If you don't believe me, you can look it up. You understand? That's why we have to gather together, because no other nation is going to show us any type of love or compassion, right?
Right.
So real quick, we're going to end the class soon. So let's jump into Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 20, right? Because when the nuclear war pops off, right? You need to make sure you gather together and dwell together. You need to make sure of your election. You understand? Because, like I said, at some point, if something happens, whether it's in Ontario or Montreal, Quebec, you're gonna look for Officer 1000 Adiyar, Officer 1000 Zabadia, Officer 500 Shayawan, or myself, Officer 50 Barak Yala. We may be nowhere to be found. We may be on the chariots.
All right.
You understand? So let's read that precept real quick. Isaiah chapter 26, verse 20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed. Now it's talking about the time that the Israelites who made sure of their election are going to be on their chariots. You understand? While the nukes pop off, right? While Yahweh Shai comes down with the angels to put an end to the kingdom, you understand? We're going to be on the chariots. We're going to be nowhere to be found. You're going to look for us. We're not even going to be on the earth. You understand? We're going to be hiding in those chambers. We're going to be gathered together. You understand? Until the indignation, until Yahweh Shai drenched his garment in the blood of the heathens, until the killing has stopped. You understand? That's where we're going to be. Then we're going to get two last scriptures, right? For those who thinking like, okay, they really want to love the oppressor, whatever the case is. You understand? The Most High do not give a damn about the oppressors.
All right.
You can stop giving your love to these oppressors, thinking everybody could be saved. You want to gather with them. The Most High is telling not only, okay, I'm going to paraphrase real quick. In Romans chapter 9, verse 13, he's telling you he hates the white man. You understand? In the book of 2nd Ezra, he's telling you also that the other nations are like unto spittle to him. Right? And we're going to read Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. You understand? That the Most High will have mercy on the nation of Israel, which is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Right? So Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Now it's telling you that after the war ends, right? We're going to be set in our own land. We're going to be back in the Middle East, which is the land of Israel. You understand? And the other nations, that are remaining after the war, they're going to cleave unto us. You understand? It doesn't say that they're going to join us, right? We're all going to be gathered together, right? Like we're going to be integrated. That's not what it's saying, right? We're going to keep reading verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, right? We're going to put these heathens in their own place. You understand? And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Now it's telling you that when these nations are going to join us, we're not going to be integrated like we are right now. We're going to be on top of the world, you understand? And we're going to have them as slaves. Literally. It says we shall possess them. Now, if you possess something, you own it. So we're going to own them, right? And we're going to own them as servants and handmaids. And we're going to take them captives, whose captives we were. And we were captives to every single other nation on the face of the earth.
Right.
You understand? And it says we're going to rule over our oppressors. Every single nation on the face of the earth are our oppressors. And the worst one is the Caucasian man. You understand? For those who want to be gathering and joining with the other nations, just know that if you do not separate from them, you're going to be partaking of their sins and of the plagues, right? And the destruction and the calamities that are coming to the earth. You understand? You may be caught up in the wildfire. You'll catch COVID. You'll get monkeypox, right? You'll get caught up in the war. You understand? You won't be on the chariots. I mean, Salakia. When we're going to be on the chariots, we're going to be, it's like we're going to be in the front row watching the whole thing unfold. You understand? We're going to be watching everybody literally burn down as they stand, right? With them nuclear warheads or whatever the case is. You understand? We're not going to be caught up in the war. You understand? For those who have love, who thinking like everybody's going to be saved, right? Loving their oppressors. Well, guess what? The Most High is saying to prepare slaughter for the oppressors. So are you trying to save the oppressor from the Most High? You understand? If you believe in karma, right, you will know that what goes around comes back around. The other nations are going to get theirs. You understand? As a matter of fact, let's jump down to verse 21. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21, it says, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, right? That they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. The Most High is telling you he's preparing slaughter for the other nations for the iniquity, for their sins of their forefathers. That's especially for all those who want to join the white man talking about, well, this white man wasn't even alive during slavery. You understand? He didn't do. He's not responsible for it. I cannot hold him accountable. Well, guess what? The Most High is holding every single nation accountable for the sins of their forefathers. You understand? His great-great-great-grandfather had your great-great-great-grandfather enslaved. The great-great-great-grandfather of that Ishmaelite, he built the slave ships. You understand? Whatever nation there is on the face of the earth, right, that is not Israel, you understand? They're oppressing us, and they've been oppressing us for centuries. There's nothing new under the sun. You understand? And for what their forefathers did to our forefathers, the Most High is going to slaughter them. You understand? You have to separate from these people and gather yourselves together, nation not desired. And we're going to get one last scripture, as a matter of fact, right? We're going to go into 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. This is just a quick reminder for all you coons out there, you understand, who don't want to separate from the white man. You're going to get caught up in the plagues, going to get caught up in the war, in the natural disasters, you understand? But don't stress. You're going to come back in the kingdom and you're going to be ruling over all the other nations. Right? Right now, we call it a white man's world. The one that is coming is a black man's world, a Hispanic man's world, a native man's world. You understand? In the Apocrypha, we're going to read 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Now, like we said, if you need a breakdown on who is Esau, he's the forefather of the Caucasian race. And Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel after wrestling with an angel, is the forefather of the nation of Israel, which is the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and native Indians, right? It's telling you the white man is the end of the world, the end of society as we know it. You understand? We said the white man's world, he is the end of it. You understand? And Jacob, the nation of Israel, is the beginning of it that followed. So after the white man's world is ending, it's going to be an Israelite world. You understand? With that said, I'm going to end the Brotherhood class for today. Tune in next week around the same time, right? We're going to have the Brotherhood class in French. You understand? With me, I had Officer 1000 Adayar, right? You understand? With that said, Shalom Yabashim Shabrak Thumb to all the brothers. Yahweh Shema Al-Tan Bashim Yahweh Shai to all the sisters. We'll see you Tuesday next week. All right. Shalom, Israel.
All right, shalom.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Black Kings record. Ever since it's a COVID-19, everybody does a talk about vaccine. One to the vaccine when the pot clean. Corporation need vaccine. Me say vaccine, vaccine, vaccine. One to the vaccine for the crack fiend. One to the vaccine for the vaccine. Afraid them shoot our son when the cops see him. Hey, where the vaccine? One to the vaccine when the pot clean. One to the vaccine from the crime scene. Little ghetto youth fall up like napkin. We need a vaccine at the ghetto car. Our struggles are no similes and no metaphor. If you get a youth dream, if you get a car, buy a house, try make it out. Nuff no get so far. Nuff no live so long, we get vaccine. Ghetto people no want to no vaccine. If it's not a vaccine, we stop cream and can live a better life and stop dream. For the youth them way in a jailhouse, we still no get charge, can't get no bail out. Me say vaccine, what for make no see road quarantine. Cause we want to do that. Vaccine, vaccine, vaccine. One to the vaccine for the crack fiend. One to the vaccine for the vaccine. We afraid them shoot our son when the cops see him. Hey, where the vaccine? One to the vaccine when the pot clean. One to the vaccine from the crime scene. Little ghetto youth fall up like napkin. We need a vaccine for real, cause some evil people them be will leaders. Foot power next time for you no ease off. Me no trust Babylon, we need a vaccine. For them stop deceive the poor and every workplace that give people more vaccine. Me nah lie, we need the cure. For police stop kick in we door. We need a vaccine for bust the aisle mill. For cut the piping, look how long I'll price trap, but JPS I give me some fuckery like Billy Walla who no fake. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. UPK got the vaccine. Mr. General YAHANNA have the vaccine. General my man have the vaccine. Big Captain Mashak got the vaccine. Hey, Nayatap got the vaccine. Hey, Abada one got the vaccine. Hey, Akaya got the vaccine. Bakawar got the vaccine. Hey. Ever since it's a COVID-19, everybody does a talk about vaccine. One to the vaccine when the pot clean. Corporation need vaccine. Me say vaccine. scene.